What's good YouTube, it's Sean here and I'm super excited to give you guys my review of the Sacai collaboration with Nike on the LDWaffle in the Varsity Blue and Del Sol colorway. This shoe marks one of the most anticipated releases so far of the year. The collaboration between Sacai, which is a high-end Japanese fashion label, with Nike produced 2 colorways of this LDWaffle model along with 2 colorways of the Blazer High. This pair dropped alongside the green colorway on May 30th for a price of $160 US or 210 Canadian dollars. The official colorway for this pair is Varsity Blue, Varsity Red, and Del Sol. So this Sacai LDWaffle is so significant because unlike your typical collaborations where they take certain elements of different shoes and then put them together, for this pair Sacai took the Nike LDV model along with the Waffle Daybreak, both retro runners in Nike's catalog, and basically combined 2 of those shoes completely into one. So we'll go into more detail about this shoe in a bit, but first off I did want to give you guys a quick look at the box. So these come in a modern shelf-style box that's obviously inspired by the past. So we have your signature Nike orange box, we have this large Nike print on the very top. However, on the side you can see that cursive writing that was found on some of Nike's earlier boxes on the sides. So jumping back to the shoes, as we take a deep dive, the majority of the upper is constructed using this very thin blue mesh. Unlike other sneakers where there's typically some sort of liner or some sort of material in between your foot and the actual mesh exterior, in this case there is nothing. So your foot actually touches the mesh, and as a result the upper is very thin and it feels a bit fragile. Wrapping around the frontal edge of the toe box, we have 2 different layers. So the bottom layer is done in this navy blue colored leather, and then found atop this, we have this dark red colored suede. Running up the center area of the shoe where the eyelets are, we have those same 2 materials but this time done in reverse fashion. So we have the red suede at the bottom with the blue leather on top. Stitched onto the mid panel of both the lateral side and the medial side of the sneaker, here we have these dual swooshes. So we have this silver swoosh on the bottom, and then on top of this we have this yellow swoosh. Moving on to the back of the shoe, so next to the swooshes we have this blue colored suede, and then next to this we have this patch of red suede, but unlike the other suede found on the shoe, this part is much more smooth and less hairy. At the very top of the back heel, we have this hit of silver with both Nike and Sacai branding in red. In terms of laces, just showing you how far this collab really went, instead of just giving you one lace, they actually intertwine 2 different laces in the same lace holes. So we have both a white pair and a gray pair, giving it a very interesting layered look. They also give you a secondary pair of white laces as well if you want to give it more of a tonal look. Underneath the laces we have your tongue, or in this case I guess you should say tongues. So we have this off-white colored nylon tongue, which has your traditional Nike sportswear tag found on the top tongue, and then the secondary tongue underneath has both Nike and Sacai branding in black. The inner collar is lined in this very fuzzy yellow fabric, and then taking out the insoles, this is just your standard Nike insole with Nike and Sacai branding on the heel in red. So the upper of these LDWaffles sits atop this very intricate and very interesting midsole. As you can see, we have your traditional midsole at the bottom, but it looks like they took a secondary midsole and just wedged it in between. As a result, we have this foam that's sort of protruding out the back heel that gives this shoe a very unique and very fashion-forward look. Flipping these over to the bottom, so here we have your outsole. So this is entirely done in black rubber, and we have these square nubs that run throughout from heel to toe. So the $1 million question is, how do these fit? And to be honest with you guys, when I was researching online, I was getting a ton of different mixed messages. Some people said true to size, some people said they fit snug, and then other people said they fit huge. So I picked these up in my true size, which is a size 10. That's what my feet actually measures on the Brannick device. And my feet are slightly more on the wider side. So getting these in a size 10, overall I'd say that they do run relatively true to size, but a bit more on the bigger end. If you have narrow feet, you can probably get away with half size down, but if you're gonna be wearing thicker socks or if you have wide feet, then true to size should be the way to go. When I wore these, there was a little bit more than a thumb's width space between the front of my toe and the edge of the sneaker. However, this toe box isn't the most wide foot friendly, so if you do have wider feet, then I'd recommend sticking true to size and just deal with the extra space in the toe box. From a comfort standpoint, so these were decently comfortable, nothing earth-shattering, nothing amazing, but they did the job. And overall, the shoe, as expected, is pretty lightweight as well, so in terms of comfort, I'm pretty satisfied. Last but not least, from a quality standpoint, so these were pretty much nothing special. As I mentioned from the start, the upper feels very fragile, and these suede and leather overlays were really nothing to write home about. So overall, I'd say that they're a plus from a design standpoint, but I was a little bit disappointed from the quality standpoint. with all that said, let me lace these up and I'll show you guys how these look on feet. As most of us probably know, this shoe has been receiving a ton of hype in the months leading up to its actual release. With that said, now that I have them in hand, I'd say that they're pretty good, but I wouldn't say that they're one of my top 5 releases of the year so far. While I really appreciate the concept and the design of this shoe, just based on my personal taste, the look of this shoe isn't one of my favorites, and the quality was a bit lacking. However, it still goes without saying, this still is a very beautiful sneaker, and it's going to be a great shoe to rock if it ever gets warmer here in Toronto. So let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think of the Sacai collaboration with Nike on the LDWaffle model. If you guys like this video, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Give me a follow on Instagram at sgo8, check out my Twitter at sean.go, and visit my website at seango.ca. So until next time, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Hopefully you guys enjoyed this video, and until next time, I'll catch you guys in my next video.